Creating Amazon product listing images for every variant in a large catalog is one of the most time-consuming tasks for Amazon sellers. In this video, you will learn how to use Pixii's AI-powered tools, including the new factory feature, to automatically generate listing images across multiple product variants, clone a master listing to other colors or styles, create A+ content, and edit visuals with simple text prompts. If you want to try Pixii yourself, in the video description you will find a special offer with a free trial and 25% off the first month of Pixii. Hello Monte, it's nice to have you here again. So we will talk about how you can generate instantly images for lots of variants for your products. So if you have a big catalog, this video is for you. And before we dive into the demo, Monte, can you help us to understand what is Pixii and how does it help Amazon sellers?
So thank you, Augustus, for having me again. Always good to be here. Pixii is the AI designer for Amazon listings and listings on every platform you sell. The way it works, push button, get listing in 2 minutes, make more money.
Yeah, amazing. And I really love the new feature you just released. It's called Factory. So maybe let's jump to the screen and let's see how it works, especially for companies which have lots of products with lots of different colors and sizes.
Perfect. Yes, we're announcing this actually only on Orange Click. So this is a feature that we're debuting here. Let me show you how the factory works for lots and lots of variants. So we're going to work on this product, which is a sock. They have a few variants. You can do thousands of variants as well, but just in the interest of time, we'll do something that has about 8 of these. So how does the factory work? Well, you need to have a template that you want to apply across all of your variants. So let's say you made these visuals for white socks, but now you have all these other colors and bundles that you want to run them on. And we'll show you how to make this master in a second, but for now, let me just run the factory. We'll let it run in the background and we'll come back to it. So you set your master visuals and you just pick your product, give it a second.
And before you somehow added this product to your platform, right?
Yes, I made the first listing, and that'll take a few minutes, and we'll show that in just a second how that works. So it detects all of the variants. And so some of these are size variants, and some people might choose to do different visuals for different sizes. Not always necessary. It's really up to you. So maybe I'll keep everything that's medium, and I'll get rid of the other stuff.
So yeah, I detected a lot of variants, and now for demo you are just removing something we don't need, and we will use like 6 or 8 variants to demonstrate how it works, right?
Perfect. Yes, exactly. So we have the master visuals. We put the product in. Pixii found all the variants. We picked the ones that we actually want to run and design for. Because again, you may not want to do. We have medium. Do you really need different listings for small and large and etc. And then honestly, you just click run. You can optionally, we always recommend, of course, uploading high-res photos. You will always get better results with any AI tool if you upload a high-res photo. Interest of time, let's just get going. All right, and let's see how it works. So it's telling me here that it's in progress. So we're gonna let that just do its thing. And then in the meantime, maybe we can work on a different listing and show you how to create that first listing in Pixii.
Yeah, so it's good to understand how in general Pixii works, and maybe when you create an account, this is what you would do first.
Exactly. Yeah, so the factory, this is just a wow step. It'll take 10 or 15 minutes to do these 7 listings. So let's let that run in the background. And then, yeah, as you said, let's go to a different brand and I will show you how to make the very first listing. So why don't we work on some t-shirts? Again, there's a lot of variants here, and it's always a pain to do all the variants for all the colors. So how does Pixii work? Well, super simple. You just grab the ASIN or the listing URL, you paste it in, and you click generate. Again, I'll say again, we should strongly recommend you upload a high-res photo if you have one. You'll get better results, better creative, less editing, less time, less credits. Okay, this takes about 2 minutes. What's happening here is Pixii is reading your reviews, it's studying the competitors in the market, it's benchmarking against the top 5% in the category. Pixii has a database of 100,000 top listings, and it uses that to shape the visuals for you so that you can perform like a billion-dollar brand in just 2 minutes.
And while we are waiting for listing to be analyzed and Pixii to provide report and information about the product, I just wanted to mention that the link to Pixii you will find below in the description, and also there is a discount code for the first month. So check this out, and yeah, leave the comment below in the description if you find this tool useful, and share your experience. And let's see where we are at. So as you said, it takes about 2 minutes. It's probably last few items to wait.
A few more things. I can show you some other stuff that Pixie's done recently, just to give you a flavor for it. This is it's Amazon listing for Bloom. This is a Shopify listing for Bloom. So if you also have a brand site that you're working on, and people are using this also for their meta ads, for Pinterest, for social media. It's very powerful. And then maybe I can also show you some other ones that we ran recently with that factory feature. So I always thought this one was a good one. So here you made the master listing for the Packers NFL team, the hoodie. Once you perfect it and you're like, well, I have all these other teams that I have to run it on, you can then clone it across your catalog using the factory. And so here you can see that it changes the hoodie in each of the designs for each of the teams while maintaining the same template. Same thing for Mario, right? So these are all kids characters. Once you master the Mario listing, now we have to run it on all these different brands and characters, Hello Kitty, Wicked. And then Bluey, this one is obviously very popular nowadays with the kids. So yeah, you design a master Bluey listing. This is for a blanket. And then you can clone it across the catalog for every other character that the kids love, Ninja Turtles, Roblox, whatever.
And if, let's say, you want to add a new variation to your listing, but it is not yet published on Amazon, is it possible to add manually?
Yeah, all you need is a photo of the product, at least one, and then just a few bullets describing the product.
Okay. So let's get back to this is that report, right, which was analyzed in 2-3 minutes.
And so we're looking at this black t-shirt for a true classic. And so I should explain what this is. This is the creative strategy. This is, let me back up. This is a day worth of research that Pixii has done. So it's looked at your reviews, your competitors, the top 5%, and it's created a single report. We believe that, and everyone believes that, it's all about the customer, right? So we could talk a lot about the main image and the tweaks and optimizations, but the truth is that you have to start with the customer. Who is the customer? Why are they buying your product? And why should they choose your product over all the alternatives? Those alternatives could be on Amazon. They could be stuff that they can find at Walmart, or they might already have in their house. So who's buying the true classic shirt, the stock conscious dad, the quality seeker, the big and tall guy? And what other alternatives to this t-shirt for $35, right? So you have to keep in mind the price point. Look, they can buy a cheap multi-pack like Hanes or Fruit of the Loom, but the fit is not as good. They could pay a lot more money for fancy designer brands, or of course they have their arch rival, Fresh Clean Tees. So what makes True Classic special? The unique selling points: an engineered athletic fit that flatters your upper body and forgives your midsection, so it hides the belly. Buttery soft fabric, and it's reasonable price. And so there's a reviews analysis. What do they love? What do they hate? What's the true customer need? I mean, everything here that you can use to optimize your listing, but also your ads and everything else that you're doing for your brand. Let's take a look at the visuals. Okay. So I'll zoom out a little bit. Okay.
So these are visuals which Pixii just created right now, or it took from the listing?
Just now. So we have the main, the key benefit in the number 2 image. And so, you know, the perfect fit, no sag neckline, hugs arms and shoulders, forgiving midsection. Us versus them, so a comparison shot, another set of benefits. And then, you know, you also want to start saying, for a brand like this one, where you actually want people to buy more than one shirt over time, you actually want to start showing other products here. So here they're showing the green variant. Here it's showing that there's a big and tall available. So if you're a tall guy, and then here it's showing the different value packs.
I just wanted to ask, like, since we provided a link from Amazon listing, which had already pictures, so it took like the main image and a few other pictures as a reference and created everything as new.
Exactly, yeah. So really focus on the main. I mean, it will read the listing to understand, like, you know, what's your starting point and go from there. You know, if you also want something, you can also just add stuff. So for example, Father's Day, just add that right now. Maybe we can add just to show you what Shopify looks like, we can show man at picnic, summertime.
What's the difference between Shopify and Amazon images? The size or what you can show in them?
So on Shopify, people tend to just do more lifestyle because on Amazon it's very competitive. So here you have to explain, hey, like, you know, we're for Bloom, this is what we do. This is why we're better than competitors. These are all the features that we have. Here's you know, all the trust badges. On Shopify, you can tell more of a story because you don't have competitors on your site. And so it's more aspirational. It's more like, how do you use it and who's it for? What's the identity? And we'll actually see that in just a second. Yeah. So this is an Amazon visual that we made where it was for Father's Day, where you have to say it, right? You have to like really beat them over the head with the benefit because, you know, it's very competitive on Amazon. And then here, just more beautiful, more interesting. And I'll just show you, and I wrote very short prompts, right? This is not like Pixii's not an image generator, right? It's a reasoning engine. And so you can just write Father's Day and it'll actually think through a good headline, the ultimate gift for dad, upgrade his basics, you know, simple, true, sustainable, right? And then let's actually go here. Sorry. I just wrote man at a picnic and we got this. So let's say you want to edit this. Well, first I'm going to add A+ content. So let me just add that right now. That'll take a few minutes. It'll take about 3.5 minutes. Let's do some edits. So I'll duplicate this page and let's say you don't like something or whatnot. People love spot edit. So maybe I'll give him hipster glasses. Give it a second. And just to show you, Pixii changes that one thing and nothing else. And the realism is insane. So you can actually see the reflections in the shadow before, after, before, after. Okay, so that's one way of editing. I'm gonna show you one other way of editing. I'll go back to actually like the guy as it was. Another way of editing that people love is convert to layers. So if you want to take full control, like Canva, you just click this button and then give it a second. Nice. So a couple things to call out here. First of all, you can just type anything now. You can choose any color, and you'll note that the font changed. Why the font changed? Well, it's using the font in the brand profile. So I had a custom font uploaded here, and this is where I was able to use that one. You can take full control of the arrows, the bullets. I mean, this is all up to you to change. If you really want to, you can actually download this as a layered file and then open it in Canva or Figma. Nice. Okay. So I'm actually just going to undo this because I actually kind of like the original. I'll move it here and I'll click save. Now, there's a couple things you can do here. So we have the full listing, the main image, so the main listing ready to go. And now you want to clone it. We'll come back and look at this A plus content in a second. So beautiful A plus content, one click, the instant upgrade, engineered for your body, buttersoft. And the great thing about A plus content, yeah, you can edit it as you want. You can also download it, and it'll come as the exact slices that you need, ready to upload to Amazon.
And how you would fix? Obviously, it doesn't look nice when there is no head and then legs are going into his own body. So like, how would you fix this place?
So there's a couple ways to do it. So I'll duplicate this. So A plus content's a very large, high resolution image. So editing is a little bit slower on it. And so what I would do, I'll do a couple things here. So one, you can do spot edit and you can say, hey, just like get rid of this. There's no reason to have this here. Or if you have a lot of edits, I would actually just stack them all together. So this is actually a key tip to save time and tokens is just make a list of your edits. So let's say, hey, in the second row, I want to see his head. 2, the two bodies are too close. Reimagine this design. 3, remove the review star rating. And then 4, in the bottom, show one fat guy, right? Because that's the whole point, is that it makes you look good. And then let's just let this thing go. It will take a second. It'll be a little more than 30 because it's a gigantic image, super high resolution that we're trying to offer.
So it's one single image, but if you want to download, you download it as an image, but also it can slice, right? Your system.
So it'll come as both. Yeah, so you'll get one big image, so you can preview it and then show it to your team. And then it'll also come as the slices so that you can just upload it directly to Amazon. No cutting, copying needed.
And if now you will leave this window, is it a bad thing to do, or you have to stay while it shows it's generating?
I actually don't know. That's a good question. What I often do is move to a different tab. AI nowadays, you still, like we're in the early era of AI where you have to wait 30 seconds or a minute here and there. And like eventually that won't be the case. Eventually it'll be instant. But right now, I always just switch to a different tab. I do the same thing in ChatGPT and others. So
you think image generation will be instant very soon? Would be nice.
Oh yeah. There's actually we've already toyed around with some models that as you're typing, the image is changing.
Oh wow, nice.
Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, the quality obviously is, we want the highest quality in the fastest time, and so it's okay if you have to wait 30 seconds if you can get a week worth of design done. So that's our philosophy. But it's amazing, and I know it's coming. And as soon as as soon as the quality is there, we'll add it for our users. Okay, now I should just do this and see what we got.
So you're looking for the A plus content edits?
There it is. So I think the edits for A plus content are still running. So I guess it's going to take 3 or 4 minutes because it's such a gigantic image. And so I'll just let that thing run in peace. And then I'll come over here. And maybe I'll show you another feature to do clone. So we showed you factory, and I'll come back and show you the results of that in just a second. But cloning allows you to turn one master listing and then apply it to another listing. And you can do one by one. So a lot of people do like to do that because they want to have full control. So I'll just show you how that works. So maybe I'll just pick everything but A plus because it's still working. I pick the ones that I like, and then I hit the clone button. Now Pixii has loaded them up into as master templates here. There's a lot of things you can do with clone. We can cover those another time. It's a very powerful feature. So you pick, hey, today I'm not going to do translation. I'm not going to do different types of products. I'm not doing pants or socks, and I'm not stealing the look, but I want to do just a variant. So you can just say, hey, change the color. We have the master templates. Let's actually pick another color to run this on, something different. Maybe this blue, dark blue. Okay. Pick this URL. Go back to Pixii. So I'll just run this. You can add a prompt if you want to, or you can just click generate. So let's let this clone run, and hey, let's take a look at the A+ content. Where did it go? Here we go. Okay. All right, so we wanted, in the second row, I want to see his head, so there we go. The two bodies are too close, so it moved them apart. Yeah, it was the leg was going into his shoulder.
Yeah, the second one is much better. Of course, it looks awkward with the same guy immediately, one after each other, but maybe I would ask to change to a different person or to remove it, but it's easy to
Yeah.
do. And the last part where you ask to put a fat guy. Oh, okay.
Hold shape perfectly. And by the way, I would recommend this in general. I mean, so these image models are actually reasoning models now, so they can handle 4 or 5 steps at once. Because otherwise, it would have been 2 minutes for every edit, 8 minutes, as opposed to doing it all in 2 minutes. And then now, well, I guess I'll promote that one. So let me just go back in, and I'll promote him to the top. Okay. Hit save, and then switch off. I guess I should just mention really quickly on A+ that we actually added the ability now to do A+ as individual modules. So I'm getting distracted. We need to do clone. Oh yeah, so clone is still working on the blue. So let's give that a minute. So this is actually how I work, by the way. I will just jump between tabs, let this thing run, come back, work on this, and I'll do the same thing in Claude. I'm doing the same thing with other AI tools that I use.
And we are still running the factory where it's multiplying different variants. I think it was already about 15-20 minutes ago.
So yeah, I think it's done actually. So as soon as we see this clone, let's take a look at this clone and then let's take a look at the factory. I got an email saying that it was done.
So you get even email notifications.
Yeah, so I mean, like what people have been doing is they'll click a button and they'll walk away, they'll go do something else, or they'll run it at night. Especially if they're doing hundreds of listings, they'll do it at night and they'll get an email when the update is ready. Okay, so I will duplicate this tab, and that way we can look side by side. So let's zoom out a little bit. Okay. So this is the 2 listings we just made. So we made a master listing with black shirt, and then we applied it to the blue shirt, cloned it. So it's keeping things the same, and then swapping out the colors, including for the multi-pack, and including for the lifestyle shot.
Amazing. Yeah, looks identical.
Okay.
I feel so sorry for the designers which were doing this in the past.
Yeah, I mean, well, most of the designers actually, well, let's see, a lot of designers when they come to Pixie, they actually are in the beginning. They're like, oh, what, what about my job? And then after a day, they fall in love because all of a sudden, they're artists. They don't want to be spending their days doing a find and replace for colors. Like a robot should be doing that. Okay, let's look at our factory. So this is cloned to do, make a list. We made a listing, we edited it, and then we cloned it. Now, instead of cloning it, we could have run the factory on it. And so let's see what the factory did. I'll hit refresh and let's just see the status now. Okay, they're all ready to go. So you can download them all. So that's going to be a gigantic zip file. So I'm going to do that. It'll take a few minutes. And then let's just go and take a look at some of them. So again, this was the socks. I showed you a few of the different variants here, right? So the different colors in different tabs. Each session, 1 product per session. That's the idea. However, if you want to see it all together, what I did is I downloaded all, and then I had Claude turn it into a composite. So take a look. And so now you can see all the variants in a single row, and you can actually see how it's changing. I guess the orange one is the most unique, and we're on orange Klik, so let's take a look. But it's showing, the sock, it's a multi-pack actually. It's showing her wearing the sock inside the shoe, which I thought was very powerful. The zoom in, and yeah, some of the details. And it's doing the same template across all the different colors. As Augustus, you and I were just talking, it was like, maybe we should just add this feature to Pixii that you can see it all in a single place. The God view.
The only problem, if there are like 100 variations, then you have to split these views. So.
Yeah, you need a bigger TV. You need like a 100-inch TV or something.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, it's amazing. So it's great. This was generated, all these 7 variations within, like 15-20 minutes. and
Yeah.
then you download and upload to your Amazon listing.
So 7 listings done, 20 minutes. You know, you can move on to other problems you have to solve.
Yeah, cool. All right, exciting. Thank you very much, Monte.
Thank you much,
And
Augustus. See you next time.
yes, and those who want to try Pixii, you will find the link below in the description.
Yeah, there's a free trial, and then you'll get a 25% off code with that link. All right, take it easy.
I hope this video will help you create listing images for all your product variants faster. And if you want to try Pixii yourself, you'll find the link below in the description, as well as there is a free trial and 25% off the first month waiting for you. And if you found this useful, don't forget to hit like and subscribe buttons and leave a comment below if you have any additional questions to what you have just watched. And now I recommend you to watch more videos on how you can take advantage of AI in your Amazon business. So check this out.